Hip Hop Zone Radio. This is your man, Bless the Party Sparker. What's good?
It's your boy Jay the Pro. What's good?
You know what it is, y'all. It's Wealth Wednesdays. I had to play that track, Say That Money. You know what I mean? Say That Money. That's what we about.
That's what we
Shout out to my
doing.
man, Denzel Satterfield. What's good, bro? We got you on here. Shout out to Lucky Goggins.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we left off, I think before the break, we left off talking about how I found out about cryptocurrency.
Now, let me ask you real quick. We found out how you found out about it. Let me ask you, what do you do with it now?
There you go.
Oh, bingo. That's a great question. That's depending on which cryptocurrency we're speaking about, because a lot of these different cryptos have utility. You can have a cryptocurrency that provides you passive income. You can stake it to support the network, and based off of you staking that cryptocurrency, they will kind of passively pay you. You can think of it kind of like dividends from a stock company, but it requires you to stake your portion of crypto into the network, and you'll passively own. So you don't lose your crypto, but you still earn passively. That's just one. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So with I know you said you figure out how it's a utility. How do you figure that out? Like, what do you do as far as with each cryptocurrency? How do you figure out whether it's a utility and its usage?
Well, a lot of these coins should be vetted. I know a lot of people probably got into crypto because of Dogecoin. Dogecoin, when I first got into the crypto community, was somewhat of a meme coin or just a joke. It was like coin that you would just buy to send to your friends. It had no utility. So that's the coin that brought a lot of people into crypto. So they never understood that a lot of these coins actually do something. The way you find out about the utility is you have to actually start researching in depth about the team, and it's something called tokenomics that basically breaks down what that token is going to do. I'll give you a token that actually has utility. It's one called TrueBit. This is going to be a little technical in advance. This is going from like beginner to deep, but there's a token called TrueBit. The creator was an ex-Ethereum developer. He left Ethereum to develop a solution to what Ethereum is experiencing now, which is super high gas fees. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. If you're
super high
gas fees. So whenever you go to use Ethereum on the network, it's going to charge you a gas fee for the transaction. So it's kind of like at the ATM, an ATM fee.
Yeah.
But with Ethereum, they charge you a gas fee. And normally those fees are supposed to be anywhere between 20 cents to, let's say, $2. What's been happening since this last bull run is Ethereum fees have been upwards of $150 for a transaction fee.
Wow.
So that's kind of what's slowing down the mass adoption for a lot of people. When you got people who's only investing $100, but they have to spend $150 just in order to complete the transaction, it's going to push away a lot of people. And that's yeah. So it kind of limits the growth of Ethereum at the moment, but that's the big talk in crypto is Ethereum solving these gas fees and implementing a solution. And TrueBit
let me ask you this real quick. Not to cut you off, bro, but I wanted to ask, because it sounds like basically with every crypto coin that comes out, the basis of it is to solve some sort of issue that was presented with either, an industry or another crypto currency. You know what I mean?
Bingo.
So where do you research to find out, like, okay, this is a problem. This is a big problem. This is something that's going to. I feel that this coin is addressing that solution or addressing that problem to where this is something I can invest in. Where would you go to look at to say, okay, well, this looks good. This doesn't look good. This sucks. We
That's a
hip hop,
great
man. Come
question.
on, keep it real.
That's a great question. Great question. Personally, I keep my ear to the streets. So how I come across, like Twitter is, if you're going to be in crypto, you should definitely get into crypto Twitter, but I wouldn't take everybody's advice. I'm not telling you to take everybody's advice on there. Just those are where the conversations are going on about what's happening in the crypto community and also what's going on around the world. So you get a lot of information off of there. The way I find out about which coin I'm going to invest in is basically what's going on in the world at this moment. Think about it. Last year, what was the big top? And you can probably, besides COVID, it was the blowback of the effects of COVID. So supply chain issues were a big one. I'm not sure if you guys heard about supply chain issues or if you go into your Walmart,
the whole port of California.
Bingo. So with that being an issue, I came across coins that were working to solve the supply chain issue. And one that I came across was called Trax. It's called Origin Trail, but the symbol for it is TRAC. And basically right now at this moment, they are handling 40% of U.S. import.
He started to break up. They don't want him to say it. They don't want him to say it.
Coming into the country.
They're trying to stop you, bro. They're trying to stop you, bro.
Let me see if I.
Big Dub, man.
That's that 5G. Yo, but that's a big point. And you know, that's not just for Denzel. Lucky, what's up? I want to hear what Lucky, you know what I'm saying? Lucky, if you there, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear what y'all got to say about that as far as looking at different cryptos, trying to find out which one is good to look at and which one solves the issue that's presented. You know what I mean? I mean, go ahead, Denzel. You back?
Yeah. You guys can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That track, that Origin Trail that I left off on, the issue that they were solving was supply chain issues. And you can see the effects of supply chain issues in your day-to-day life. So things like that I experience in my day-to-day life that I have problems with or not that I enjoy are things that I invest in.
So let me ask you, what is, we ain't gonna get personal, but I want to know what's the return on investment, bro? Like this is Wealth Wednesdays. We need inspiration.
So
I know I need my commission.
So I'll start like this by saying I started off. I'll give you guys my last big hit. The last time I made a lot of money. After March, when they did the lockdown, stocks and crypto crashed terribly. But I had about $5,000 to $6,000 put aside, and I had been watching. I had taken a step back from crypto, but I still was watching every day. I just wasn't invested. So I took that $6,000 and invested into something called Chainlink, around like $4 or $3.
Okay.
Chainlink happened to go from $3 to around $55. I was actually buying some around 70 cents, but I was buying and selling. So I took that. I think I walked away with about 50, 60,000 off that trade. I took that money. I was hot around this time. I took that money and got into and bought a YFI token. I don't know if you guys ever heard about that. When I bought them, they were around $6,000 to $7,000. it went to $100,000, and I sold around 60. So my last hit, I walked away with about 100. I'm not gonna say I walked away with, but my portfolio is around 100. Was around 100,000 at that time.
That's
There you
impressive.
go, bro.
So,
There you
and
go.
that-
Ho. Can we get this again? I don't want to do it again to you, but what was the age, bro?
the age, it was around 120. The highest I've seen it go
No,
to was 100.
your age,
How old
bro.
are you?
He said
Oh,
100.
I'm 32. I'm 32.
You
I was
32.
31. I was 30 at that time. I was
I was
30.
about to say you was 120.
I seen them numbers. I seen them numbers. I thought I was got. Yeah, I had never. Before that, I've never made that type of money in my life. And I'll tell you the truth, when you make that much money, you get a weird feeling. You feel me? It's not you go on a emotional roller coaster. So having a plan and an exit plan is something that I would advise everybody to invest in when investing in cryptocurrency. Have your mark, your number that you want. That's your get out number, because if you stay in the game, you're probably going to reach that number if you make sound investments and you're not all over the place. You're
That's
probably
what's up.
going to hit.
Hey, Lucky. Let me ask you what you think about the situation where my brother was just saying. Denzel, shout out to Denzel. You know what I mean? As far as having a sound number, hitting that number, and getting out the game, or you know what I mean? What different strategies are there? Like, what should people do when looking to invest and looking to really increase their portfolio? Or
I
diversify their
definitely say,
portfolio, bitches.
yeah, portfolio. I mean, that's what it is. You know, you have every category of finance has a portfolio, like how he was just describing DeFi coins and arbitrage and trading and crypto and the different types. You know, boom, you got your crypto portfolio. But before crypto was even a thing 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago, you know what I mean? You already had portfolios that you should pretty much, if you don't know about it, you should hire or find an expert in that field, whether it's your credit, business credit, land, precious metals, insurance policies for infinite banking, asset management advisor. I say like he said, you want to have an exit strategy, and an exit strategy comes with having those different vehicles or portfolios ready on standby for when you do hit that mark and that number. Because think about it, as a man Denzel just said, he never seen that amount of money in his life, and when he did, you know what I mean, it's an emotional thing. So you want to have contingency set in place. Like, I know it's popular to say, hey, I never had a plan B. I never had a plan B.
Man,
You know?
I'm buying me an 18-wheeler full of Newports.
I can't support the Newport, but I love the idea.
You don't have to
I love
support
the
it. All you got to do is help me sell them.
Go to New York and get them up.
That's where we get that emotional roller coaster. Come on, bro.
Right.
We got to be right with it. We got to be
All
right.
right, my bad.
So what we do with the money? So what we do with the money? Now we hit that mark. You know what I'm saying? If we looking to invest and we hitting that mark, it's like, yo, not even a big mark. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a big proponent of, you know what I'm saying? Your first goal shouldn't be like, oh, I want to hit $1 million. You know what I'm saying? It should be like, yo, as far as I want to have 25 grand to be able to spend or to save. You feel me? So it should be realistic. It should be realistic goals as far as getting started. So as far as reaching those goals, you know, when you do that, you know, what do you do with that? What do you do next?
Well, I'll tell you about what I did, sort of with the story with the 120. Once I kind of went on a travel. I did what I wanted for me. I traveled all around the U.S. I saved some money. I took a little bit, and I really enjoyed myself. And what the mistake I made was not watching the market. It was like when Amazon went up, imagine I sell some of my shares and I go and live my life. But if you go back now and see Amazon has failed, let the
They
market
keep getting them.
completely
They keep
alone.
trying to
That's
shut you
where.
down.
They keep cutting them up.
Quick comment. Quick
Can you
comment.
hear me? Let me know
You
if you
breaking
guys
up.
can hear me.
You
Can you
breaking
hear
up.
me?
All right, hold on. I think I'm in
You in the 3G
different.
zone. You in the 3G
Yeah.
Give me
I'm
3Gs
speeding.
on.
I'm speeding
Bless.
to my destination.
zone. Slow
Go
down. We
ahead,
don't want
Sab.
you, you know.
Go ahead,
I
Sab.
just wanted to mention, if you guys weren't watching, Amazon stock just split. I want to say
20.
20 times. Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
20
I didn't
times.
know if you mentioned that, but it's about to be very affordable. And not only did that happen, but basically the CEO did a cash infusion of like I think $1 billion, like something like that, to ensure that when the stock split, it didn't dilute the
Correct.
value of it. So what you're buying is good, unadulterated, unmolested. You're not, even though other people are going to be now able to buy in real fast, you know, like never before, it's still so much capital in that it's a great buy. Get
Well,
it.
let me ask
Get
this,
it.
right?
Look,
On that
exclusive. Go ahead, Jay.
on that note,
Yes, it
when
is.
you know speaking on Amazon and things like that, one of the problems is when you start to see the money rise, when do you pull out? How do you know when to pull out
There you
or
go.
when to invest? Because that's hard. It's hard
Got
when it's
5
rising.
kids. I got 5 kids. I don't know how to pull out.
That's
Oh,
one of
that's
the
when-
hard.
Go ahead, John.
That's when you have something called a trailing stop loss. Because
Well, yeah,
but
in trading, yeah, you have trailing stop losses and take
Not in
profits,
trading.
but it's like,
Not in trading. We talking about
It's-
Bitcoin.
well,
it's the same in crypto.
it's that cryptocurrency, currency and coins and trading, same thing. You could set stop losses for trading other DeFi and coins, but I'm just saying, like, for what you said, Jay, to kind of answer that question across the board, no matter, you know what I mean, you want to keep it in rotation. So people are learning about the power of stable coins, right?
Bingo.
So it's like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So it's like really, really, when it comes to any type of currency, like I was just telling someone this on a Facebook who was like, "Oh, I don't use credit. I don't use credit at all because of the cabal and the people out to get us and the government and the shadow government. I use cash for everything. I don't get into the credit system. You're not about to make me a slave." And I'm like, but cash is debt too. So what are you talking about? That's a whole
Right.
contradictory
It's just a
statement.
different
So it's
type of
like,
debt.
you're right,
Yeah.
but it's the same. But it's the same point. It serves the same purpose and it does the same thing.
But credit
So
does
it's
more
like,
for
why
you.
My
not
thing is this. My
optimize?
thing is this. It's like, you know, if you with any, I feel like especially with crypto, because there's so many different industries and so many different reasons for it. There's really no reason to come out. You know what I mean? It's just really, like you said, diversify a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Diversify,
Okay, well, where's this
utilize.
going?
Well,
Let's put
Can I
this in
Well,
speak
here.
on that?
not coming out of it, but just like I said, if you like he said he invested in something that was 70 cent, right? When
Uh-huh.
you invest in a crypto that's 70 cent and you watch it go to $8 and you got maybe
Yeah, that's
5,000
ridiculous.
invested, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when do you pull out at that point?
Bingo. I can kind of answer for you. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. That goes to speak. You have to kind of be able to read charts as well. Not
That's where I was
technically
going.
read them as far as like I know where it's going exactly, but you make a chart and you have your kind of projection on that chart. Now, if you're looking at a chart and it goes from, like I said, 70 cents to $8 in 2 days, that's unsustainable. But if we're talking about a coin going from 70 cents to $8 in 6 months, I wouldn't pull my money out of that because that's sustainable. That growth is sustainable over time. When you see large candles or just when I would just on the topic of pulling money, when you see large candles that go up, now you need to start looking like, all right, I'm gonna take my money out just as a safe haven. Be disciplined enough to take profits. That is the biggest thing. And when we go about talking about getting in and out of crypto, once you hit that certain number you're looking for, let's say you hit $250,000, these numbers aren't unrealistic within crypto. They're very much realistic for you to be able to hit off of $500 to $1,000. If you get to $250,000, as Lucky was explaining before, they have stable coins. Some of these stable coins are paying 16% interest to just hold your money.
Hold it, just to hold it.
Just to sit at 16% interest on $250,000, and it's guaranteed. Banks aren't paying that type of interest. They're not even giving you 1%.
Nope.
You know, that's what convinced us, really me. That convinced me because I'm putting my money in the bank and they're taking fees every month just for my money
Crazy.
sitting there, right? Whereas if I put it into a stable coin and let it sit, you're watching it grow because of the interest coming back to you, the dividends that you get from it.
Yeah.
Bingo. And if you really want to be able to, cryptocurrency was created for privacy, but the way the government is trying to do it is to strip the privacy away. So they're making everybody put in their information to get money, to send money. It wasn't supposed to be like that. The only way around that and to save the privacy is to do over-the-counter deals. Let's say let's say Lucky wants to buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. Instead of using his actual application, he can come to Denzel and I can sell him $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. That transaction is completely private. So that's where, keep that in mind, that ability to remain private within cryptocurrency. Learn how to mask your transactions and stuff like that. Because it's not what crypto was, is not what it is anymore. It's becoming a system that can constantly be tracked. Every transaction can be tracked. Every fraud attempt can be tracked on the blockchain, and it never goes anywhere for years.
That's crazy. And see,
So just when you think about it, think about things like that.
and that's the thing. Like one of the things I want to talk about after this next break, we about to go on a break in just a moment, but I want to talk about like just a new way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? You have to adopt a new way of thinking to be like, okay, look, I'm not trying to keep my money in a bank that's going to charge me versus keep my money invested in at least a stable coin that's going to work for me. You know what I mean? And it's really about changing our mindset. You know what I mean? It's changing your mindset and realizing where technology is going and where you need to be. You know what I mean?
Bingo. That's spot on. Spot on.
Yeah. Everything that's convenient ain't good. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry,
Banks
man.
is mad convenient. I'm gonna tell you, Banks is so convenient. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you, there's no fucking way I'm gonna remember a crypto wallet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna remember where I put it. If you tell me to put the joint somewhere.
They make it easy now.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. But you gotta know
that-
how. You gotta know how. It's easy to walk up to a bank and be like, yo, take my money. You know what I'm saying? It's also easy to walk up to a thief and say, hey, take my money. That being said, hey, hey, Denzel, hold on, son. Hold on, son. We gotta go on a break. I know, I feel you.
Like that, man.
I feel you. Big shout out to everyone. Shout out to Denzel. Denzel feeling it. You know what I'm saying? It's Hip Hop Zone Radio. It's your man, Bless the Party Sparker.
It's your boy Jay the Pro.
You know what it is, y'all. It's Wealth Wednesdays. Power357radio.com. Movie and music around the globe.
And across the fader.
Y'all keep it locked. We're going to be right back, y'all.